good to have you with us on the 9 p.m. edition of the Urban Debate. It's 2021 and we are all gearing up for the mega election round this year. 5 states will go to polls, one of them being Tamil Nadu. Now, why are we talking about it today though? Because today, as Tamil Nadu celebrated its biggest annual harvest festival, Pongal, we didn't just see celebrations and events by the key parties in Tamil Nadu, AIADMK and DMK. We also saw the national parties go all out to woo the voters. The BJP and the Congress, from JP Nadda to Rahul Gandhi, were in Tamil Nadu today. Nadda in Chennai, Rahul Gandhi attending a Jallikattu event in Madurai. Not just that, we even had the RSS chief celebrating Pongal in Tamil Nadu. So this is what we saw today. The national parties and their leaders descending in Tamil Nadu to celebrate one of their biggest festivals. Let's listen into some of the comments that were made.
I also witnessed Jallikattu and had quite a nice time. Got a sense of why Tamil people appreciate Jallikattu. And I must say that the way it was done today, there was absolutely no chance of either the bull getting injured. In fact, if anyone was likely to get injured, it was the young men who were doing Jallikattu. So I'm happy to say that there have been some changes to make it safer for everybody.
When I come to the land of Tamil Nadu, it is a land of saints. It is a land where I bow before the saints and sagas who have contributed to the humanity. And Tamil Nadu has got that rich culture, and the Indian culture is incomplete without the contribution of Tamil Nadu. We are proud that Prime Minister Modi has been reciting the poems and the poets and the lines of the Tamil poets who have given a very deep thought as far as the Indian culture is concerned.
Well, why does the upcoming elections in Tamil Nadu matter so much to the BJP and Congress? So much to the Congress party that they've changed their stand on Jallikattu, the sport that they actually banned when they were in power and during the UPA era. The sport that they put in their manifesto saying it should be banned in 2016. Now they're attending events and saying, oh, we understand the cultural value of this sport for the people of Tamil Nadu. And why does it matter so much for the BJP? Well, here are some interesting points. As far as the BJP is concerned, barring 2001, BJP actually scored a duck in all elections since 1980. And it is looking and it feels it is crucial to shed the image of being a Hindi-speaking North Indian party. This is how BJP is viewed in many of the southern states, and this is what they look to change as their image. And any gain, of course, in Dravidian politics in Tamil Nadu, Dravidian politics that are essentially more centered on anti-Hindi, anti-Brahmin dominance, any gain there is also going to be symbolically important for the BJP. Of course, like any other party, they're looking to capitalize on the absence of Jallikattu and Karunanidhi, the vacuum that was created, though many say that vacuum's already been filled by leaders there in Tamil Nadu. And also, BJP believes that West Bengal and Tamil Nadu are the party's final frontiers that now must be captured, or at least they should make a bigger mark in Tamil Nadu. So tonight I asked this question. Can the BJP really shed its North Indian tag in Tamil Nadu? Can they make a breakthrough in Dravidian politics? What about the Congress party? Can they make an impact, or are they just going to ride along with their earlier allies DMK in this election as well? What impact will Congress's Jallikattu U-turn really have in this election? Are they going to be helpful or a liability for DMK? Is there space really for a third pole in Tamil Nadu politics? Rajinikanth may have bowed out But can any of these parties become important enough by themselves? Can Kamal Hassan really make a mark? Let's say good evening to the panelists who are joining us this evening. Vivek Reddy, spokesperson for BJP Karnataka. Kovai Satyan, spokesperson for the AIADMK party. A. Sarvanan, spokesperson for the DMK. Sriram Sheshadri, political analyst. And S. V. Ramani, spokesperson for the Congress party, joining us this evening. Let me actually start with Kovai. Kovai, it's been a very unprecedented kind of a Pongal celebration this evening. All of today, in fact, it's such big leaders arriving in Tamil Nadu from all parts of the country. How are people and parties of Tamil Nadu viewing that?
Tanvi, am I audible to you?
Yes, you are now.
Yeah, happy Makar Sankranti wishes to everyone and happy Pongal wishes to the people down south. No, they always say you have to be a Roman while you are at Rome. And Mr. Rahul Gandhi tried his level best trying to associate himself with the Tamil culture, Tamil people and all, comfortably forgetting the facts, very facts that he is not only against the Tamil culture, but that was the party which was against the Tamil race. They were the root cause for the genocide that happened in Sri Lanka, which killed 1.5 lakh Tamil people. So comfortably forgetting certain points and trying to put up a grand show. They tried their level best because their ally DMK, which is running on bargate brains from Prashant Kishore, ran out of gas long back. Just to concede or just to sway the minds of the people of Tamil Nadu from the populist schemes that has won the hearts of Tamil Nadu people. Now DMK and Congress are trying their level best to put up a picture and paint a picture as if everything is well with them.
Point that you make there, let me ask the Congress party to respond, because many are actually surprised by finally, Congress party discovering and understanding the link between Jallikattu and the culture of Tamil Nadu. What happened there, Mr. Ramani?
Happy Pongal to all of you. Most important thing is I would like to stand you corrected on the issue of the Jallikattu. In the 2016 manifesto for the assembly elections in Tamil Nadu, Congress did not oppose Jallikattu at all. If you want, to all the members, I can send you a copy of the manifesto which clearly says that Congress will try to fight and bring in Jallikattu in Tamil Nadu, which has been banned because of the bad politics and bad policies of the BJP government. This is precisely what is mentioned in the manifesto. So first, please stand corrected that as far as Jallikattu is concerned, in the 2016 Assembly election manifesto, Congress did not and never said that they will not allow Jallikattu. On the other hand, they said that they will try their best to bring in Jallikattu, which has been banned because of the policies of the BJP government.
How did it get banned, Mr. Ramani, because of the BJP?
As far as the ADMK government is concerned,
that's a wrong statement.
How did it get banned because of the policies of the BJP, Mr. Ramani? When was Jallikattu banned and because of what?
Because, it was during their time that the Jallikattu was banned. No, the UPA government, Mr. Jairam Ramesh said that, Jallikattu need not be brought in. And then subsequently, when the whole thing was examined,
I think along with Rahul Gandhi, the entire party, then Mr. Ramani is having selective amnesia right now.
1 minute. One minute. No.
They are clueless.
2016 manifesto,
What
we
they are
had clearly
starting from the
brought
leader
it out
till the representative. I'm so sorry. Mr. Ramani, the Animal Welfare Board of India comes under central government. They were the first one to petition in the Supreme Court in 2011 against Jallikattu. So it was in 2014, 7th May, the Supreme Court gave a verdict to ban Jallikattu. It all happened under the regime of Congress. Ministry of Environment and Forest was a party. So you had 3-4 units which was working under Congress government, which was working under the central government. which paved way for the ban of Jallikattu. Now you're coming and telling me like it is because of BJP or whatsoever it is. It's totally you call a kid in Tamil Nadu, that kid will give you more data with facts and details. How Congress and DMK were pivotal in banning this Jallikattu.
Saravanan, do you want to come in here and also try and defend your friends on what is being said here about Congress's view on Jallikattu?
Yes, Tanvi.
Yeah.
No, it's not defending the friends. No. See, the AIADMK party now allied with the BJP are full of lies. They revel in fake news and outright lies. In 2004 to 2014, when DMK was in power with the Congress, Jallikattu did happen in the state of Tamil Nadu. It is only after the advent of the BJP there was a ban or Jallikattu was not conducted in the state of Tamil Nadu.
That's because the Supreme Court upheld the ban that was brought in by the UPA government.
A big protest happened.
And that was set right by a legislation.
Yes, Tanvi, let me finish. And what did the BJP do? Why did the BJP did not do that if they had so much of passion and love for Tamil culture? Why did they not do that before the 2017 protest? They were scared. Scared of the protest, scared that they will become irrelevant.
No, don't turn it around on the BJP yet. We will come to that. Don't turn it around on the BJP yet, Saravanan. First, let's talk about the Congress party that actually initiated the ban on Jallikattu. Now turning around and saying, and Rahul Gandhi himself is saying, I have come here today. I have witnessed the sport myself. I now understand what the deep-rooted connection is with the culture. He's saying it himself. Why are we denying it? He didn't understand until now. Neither did the Congress party.
Yes. Tanvi,
it is not something new. In 2016 manifesto itself, Congress has said that Jallikattu has to come in.
Jallikattu happened. Just a minute, sir. Jallikattu happened in the state of Tamil Nadu. The AIADMK, the incompetent AIADMK government was not able to, like various other schemes, which they allowed in the state of Tamil Nadu, like NEET and various other schemes, they were not able to stop it. Yes, because the AIADMK is totally at the mercy of the BJP. So whatever the BJP's policies they have implemented in the state of Tamil Nadu.
No.
Now they are coming, trying force.
And being a slave to dynasty
they have stolen.
Let me remind
they don't have any brains. They have the AIADMK government. Let me finish, sir. Let me wait. AIADMK government does not have any brains on their own. They stole a person. They stole a person who were working with the DMK party. And now they are.
Let's be a little more polite and gentlemanly in our conversations. Both you and Kovai have been on many of my debates to know how we conduct the debates here.
Why did you steal him?
Why did you steal him? You don't have any brains.
No, Saravanan, I will not appreciate this kind of language or allow it on my channel. Let's be polite and be respectful of the panelists who are here. Now, let me bring in two other panelists who haven't spoken so far.
Absolutely,
and let's get in Vivek Reddy to respond to it. Because Vivek Reddy, the BJP itself also has big ambitions from these elections. Your ambitions are so big that sometimes it makes your friend AIADMK also nervous, and they have to keep reminding you, don't forget, we are the big brothers.
Well, I think it is accepted that they are the majority partner. And we want to have a very balanced alliance in Tamil Nadu. Though we have improved our footprints in Tamil Nadu, improved our presence in Tamil Nadu, it is more robust than what it was earlier. We have taken issues to the people which are not the stereotype issues that is generally taken by DMK and the Congress. The Congress, of course, is always against nationalistic issues, always against regional culture, always against certain issues which are very important for the people and anti-cultural. Well, they have a big record for that. And the DMK, of course, I really find it very funny when Mr. Saravanan says no brains. Well, that's not the language to use in any case. I wonder what the DMK today, Tanvi, is facing an internal hemorrhage. It is a divided party. The family is divided. Stalin and his brother are divided. And it's really a wonder as to how the DMK will be able to prop itself up amidst all these odds. I think the AIADMK has been doing a good job. It has been giving good services to the people of Tamil Nadu. It has ensured that there are good schemes. and it has put in a stable government. But the issue is today that the BJP is also an emerging frontrunner in Tamil Nadu politics. Unlike the past few decades, today the BJP has really broken those traditional stereotypes which is prevalent in Tamil Nadu, and has brought in an image that what can be accomplished at the central government level can be achieved with the help of the BJP at the state level. I think so far as Jallikattu is concerned, it was a BJP-headed government which really eased the barriers for Jallikattu
Okay.
when there were protests there. And therefore, please understand, Mr. Saravanan, that the anti-cultural stance of Congress, and Mr. Saravanan has to make it clear whether it stands by that culture, because it has embraced whatever the Congress
now
has
everybody
done over all
stands
these
by that
years.
culture. Now everybody wants the votes. Everybody stands by the culture of Jallikattu. No party is going to say otherwise, Vivek Reddy, and you know that. But let me bring in Mr. Sriram Sheshadri. Good evening to you, Mr. Sheshadri. To what extent will attempts to appease people via the Jallikattu stand help the BJP or the Congress party?
Good evening, Tanvi, and happy Pongal and Magar Sankranti to every viewers. Okay, the Jallikattu has been an issue for quite some time in 2016 elections, but not afterwards because it is now solved, it's resolved. But Congress, by coming to Tamil Nadu, especially Mr. Rahul Gandhi coming to Tamil Nadu to attend this function, actually has put a bit of a trouble for DMK and Congress, because people started remembering that it was Congress period that when the bulls are nominated as show animals, and then hence cannot the ban on Jallikattu happened in 2014 May by Supreme Court. Ideally speaking, Congress should have avoided this actually event, and DMK should have also avoided because of this. Naturally, even during when Mr. Rahul Gandhi was on the ground, the announcement was made to the effect that Mr. Rahul Gandhi should now give a promise that they will never ban Jallikattu again by the organizers. I think to that extent, it has reached the nook and corner of people, and then it's actually a shot in the arm by bringing Mr. Rahul Gandhi to attend to this and then appease the Tamil movement, Tamil voters. Second thing is, another incident happened last week. You need to look at it with a correlation. In Jaffna University, the war memorial was demolished, and then once again Congress and DMK started blaming the current government. I think that is once again another shot in the arm, because during their regime only the entire 1.5 lakh people were killed, and of course, LTTE had to be put down because that is designated as a terrorist organization by the Sri Lankan government, no doubt about it. But there are also innocent Tamils who died. I think, that blame always goes to Congress and DMK by definition, because at that point in time, Congress was in government at the center. So both these things are coming to the memories of the people. And ideally speaking, Congress should have avoided this show altogether, especially nearing the elections. As far as coming to the BJP, I think BJP has been taking up the Tamil cause for
Can I come in?
Vel Yatra and other incidents, definitely to capture the vote base. There's nothing secret about it, because they do want to establish in Tamil Nadu. As you said, they have not fared well in the past. And they definitely want to establish in Tamil Nadu, and hence they are taking what are all the causes that they can project themselves as pro-Tamils.
Right.
I think both parties, national parties, do want to establish, and after 1967, unfortunately, Tamil Nadu has moved very far away from the nationalistic agenda.
So
I think,
will any of them, not just the Congress, let's talk about the BJP. Will BJP be able to get through to the voter? Because they are also largely seen as a North Indian party, as a Hindi-speaking party.
No, I don't think these sentiments can break and allow BJP or Congress to have an inroads by just doing one or two events that they attend, especially during or just to run up to the polls.
Correct.
Definitely, neither of the parties are going to have any positive impact because of attending Jallikattu, but it has to be seen as a sustained, genuine effort. I think that is where the change would come, and both for Congress or BJP. I think BJP is making that effort. Congress needs to take much more effort on that, is my point of view.
Okay, people want to respond to this. Sarvanan first, and then Kawai, I'm coming to you. Yeah.
Yeah, what I would like to say to Mr. Seshadri.
One minute, please. One at a time. Yes. One at a time, please. One at a time. One at a time, please. Sarvanan first, and then we'll go to the other panelists.
What I would like to say to Mr. Reddy.
I'm speaking, sir. Please wait, sir.
What I would like to say to Mr. Reddy as well as to Mr. Seshadri.
Let me, sir. I'm speaking here.
Mr. Ramani, I will come to you in just a bit. Let Sarvanan make his point. I'm coming to you next. Yes.
Okay. Right. Continue.
Yeah. See, thanks. Thanks to advices doled out by Mr. Sriram Seshadri, an RSS sympathizer. What else can we expect from him? See, when we speak of what happened in Sri Lanka, AIADMK's leader, Madam Jallikattu, what she said? She said it is inevitable that people will die. People will die during a war. And that is what she said. And the BJP, which is now crying tears, crocodile tears, gave a red carpet welcome to the war criminal, Rajapakse. Now, for the same person, the Prime Minister extended wishes for him to win the elections. Whereas we prosecuted them in international war tribunals, but India withdrew from that. This is the hypocrisy of AIADMK and the BJP. They have no right, no moral right to speak about it. And when we come to all the other things, it is very, very clear. The issue of Jallikattu or not is not the dominant poll issue, and it is not the Congress or the BJP alone which is going to decide the elections in the state of Tamil Nadu. It's going to be DMK versus the AIADMK party. And of course, the last 10 years, AIADMK has floundered like anything. They don't have anything to say. They don't have anything to claim as a significant contribution to the state of Tamil Nadu. Their only contribution seems to be giving 2,500 rupees to all the people. They claim that is the biggest contribution in the last 10 years. And our leader, Mr. M.K. Stalin, wanted to give them 5,000 rupees during the pandemic. They forgot. Probably they thought if they give 5,000 rupees during the pandemic, people will forget. So they thought this will be the closest time where they can give this money.
They do now. Every year now, Sarvanan, every year now the government and the AIADMK gives a very generous Pongal gift with cash and food and all the other goodies. It is getting better and better as we get closer to the elections. I'll grant you that. But that's now become an annual ritual. Point taken. Let me quickly go across to...
That's a minute. No, it's not about the annual ritual. Yeah.
Let me go across to Mr. Ramani, who wanted to respond because a lot was also said about the Congress party. Yes, Mr. Ramani, you respond. Go ahead.
As Mr. Saravanan said, I am just supplementing what he said. That, it is the BJP and the Mr. Modi who is now hobnobbing with Mr. Rajapakse and giving them invitations and counter invitations. So let not AIADMK and BJP talk about Sri Lanka because they have no right to talk about it. Not the RSS sympathizer, Mr. Seshadri, need to talk about it. And secondly, they are talking about Mr. Reddy talked about the culture. And Mr. Seshadri talked about the Congress position in Tamil Nadu. What Mr. Seshadri as well as Mr. Reddy are very clear and they know very well in heart of heart that in Tamil Nadu, to the people of Tamil Nadu, BJP is an untouchable party. BJP is an anti-Tamil Nadu and anti-Tamil people party. And it is construed as an anti-Tamil party. It is not acceptable to the people of Tamil Nadu. They may think that they have made a lot of inroads and they are trying to use social media to create a false picture like that. But actually, if you look at the ground level, BJP is nowhere seen except that, the RSS workers are moving here and there. As far as the people are concerned, they have utter aversion for BJP and all their policies in the last 10 years, and especially the last 6 years, where the BJP government and the center and the ADMK government in the state has been a disaster for the people of Tamil Nadu.
Okay,
The
let
entire people of
Vivek
Tamil
Reddy
Nadu today
respond to
are in,
that.
their life is in
No, I
shambles,
want to come in.
employment is in shambles.
Yes, yes.
Can I just
Let
come
me
in?
just, Kovai, I'll come to
Industry
you.
is
But
in shambles.
the point that has been
Education is
made
in
up by
shambles.
the Congress about the BJP, let BJP respond to that.
They
Fact of the matter is,
statement again
they
made
have
in
never
April, so I
managed
want
to
to
win
respond to
seats.
And they have no right to talk to the people.
Okay, point got taken, Mr. Ramani. Vivek Reddy
They have done
respond to that.
nothing for the
Vivek
people of
Reddy
Tamil
respond to
Nadu.
that.
This BJP government is a disaster.
Well, I think,
And-
first of
and
all,
one more thing.
Mr.
And
Ramani,
one
can
more
I just
thing.
come
And
in,
one
please?
more thing.
And
No,
ask
Mr.
As
something
Ramani,
I
Mr.
wish to
let
say.
him respond,
As
please.
Mr.
I have
Reddy
taken
said,
your point.
he
I have
said
taken
that
your
in-
point. Let him respond, please. Yes.
Yes, Mr. Ramani.
One minute. The DMK is a divided house. Very unfortunate.
Yes.
That he is referring to Mr. Alagiri, who has been out of politics for 6 years, and the entire family is strongly behind Stalin now, and the entire family is now traveling throughout the state and canvassing for them. It is the ADMK
Yes,
which is
Mr.
in
Ramani,
trouble
I-
because
Mr.
there is
Ramani,
a
may I just say
clear
that
Ramani.
you are an
differences
extremely enthusiastic and passionate
and
speaker here on the panel. I hope your party also finds some of that enthusiasm during election time. May I just go across to Vivek Reddy now?
Yes.
Yes, Vivek Reddy.
Yes, Tanvi, I think, first of all, Mr. Ramani must
No,
realize.
can I just hear Vivek Reddy now?
that-
Mr. Ramani, I don't think he's getting our
Yes, Mr.
audio.
Ramani,
Yeah.
I think Mr. Ramani must realize that just speaking with no holds barred and without a full stop and trying to just rant about is not going to help the stakes of the Congress. I think the Congress is somewhat of a extinct character in Tamil Nadu. You know, it's like the extinct species. Like it is getting extinct in other parts of India, in Tamil Nadu also, the Congress is facing a vast erosion. It is being scrubbed out of the electoral map. And realizing this, I think Congress is trying to piggyback on the DMK and is trying to make up some, sort of a presence there. But one thing that we must understand is when you compare the Congress and BJP in Tamil Nadu, that certainly is not because of any emotive issues, but because of the sort of national governance given by Mr. Narendra Modi, number one.
Yeah, but
and
this
the
is
sort
not
of
an election
nationalism
for
exhibited.
Mr. Modi. This is an election for the state chief minister.
I understand. What the people of Tamil Nadu aspire for is a similar plank of governance as is exhibited and demonstrated by Mr. Narendra Modi throughout India. I think this is what the people of Tamil Nadu aspire for. And that is why the BJP has become a party which is catering to their aspirations and is definitely a party which is making a robust influence on the electorate in Tamil Nadu.
Okay.
For
Kovai
Mr.
wanted
Ramani
to make
and
a
Mr.
point,
Saravanan,
and then I have a very interesting question to ask the BJP and Mr. Seshadri. Yes, but Kovai, your response.
Yeah, I wanted to see if there is an English proverb that will suit best for Congress and DMK at the moment is empty vessels make more noises. So I am not taken back by Mr. Saravanan's strong remarks and unparliamentary words because the party is known for that and they have demonstrated that in the past also. People have witnessed how a woman was thrashed by the DMK party men when she raised a question against the leader MK Stalin. And to answer Mr. Ramani, who is the Congress representative, you please go through the history. Mr. Rajpakshe came to Delhi and gave a confession that it was Congress government which supplied arms and ammunition and artillery that led to the genocide, killing 1.5 lakh Tamil-speaking population. So have little bit of conscience with you and talk about history. And it is this government, 2011 May, when we formed the government under Amma, we formed a resolution in the assembly putting Rajapakse, designing him as an international war criminal. So it is known fact that DMK will steal away all the goods done by others and brand it as if they have done it by themselves. Like this 2,000 rupees of Pongal scheme which is being rolled out, which has won the hearts of the Tamil people. This DMK were shameless put banners across Tamil Nadu stating it is their party which is giving away this 2,500 rupees. So this is not new to us. And they talk about they have not done any good in the last 10 years. Mr. Spokesperson of Congress and DMK, when you left in 2011, the state was reeling under 15 hours of power cut with a 7 lakh crore of GDP. Today the state is par surplus with 17.5 lakh GDP, adding 1 lakh GDP every year. You dare to challenge us? I am willing to come anywhere you call me. I'll give you the facts and figures. If you have the spine, throw the facts and talk to us, and don't call us and brand us as a liar. You get your facts right. Today, what did your leader said in the Jallikattu? He said, if given to power or voted to power, we'll roll back the formulas. For your kind information, Agriculture Produce Livestock Contract Farming and Services Act was passed in Tamil Nadu in February 19. Saran, hang on. Have this, let me say. This was passed and voted by 8 MLAs of Congress. This law, which came into the picture and is there in Tamil Nadu for 1 year, which gave the empowerment to the farmers to sell their produce wherever they like, and they can fix their price and they can enter into contract with private players. It's there in existence for 12 months. And your leader doesn't even know that 8 MLA of their own party voted for this in Tamil Nadu Assembly when this was passed. Aren't you people really out of your minds? You don't know what is.
Okay, Saravanan will respond. Saravanan will respond to that.
What is happening? It is 89 MLAs of Tamil Nadu who voted for this also in the Assembly. You didn't raise the point when your leader conveniently goes around and say that this farm law paves way for farmer cannot flow in his own land. Mandis will be closed. Farmers cannot fix. Isn't their leader shameless to lie openly in Gram Sabha?
Let him respond.
Mr. Kovai Satyan,
Yes.
I think
Let him
national
respond,
drama and
Kovai.
state drama are different for the Congress.
Yeah. No.
Mr. Kovai Satyan, you said it right. I think national drama and state drama are different for the Congress.
Kovai Satyan is lying through
And we witnessed in this debate
Wait,
also.
sir. Wait, sir. Mr. Kovai Satyan is lying through his speech.
When a DMK is so totally
Mr.
uncomfortable when
Kovai
they talk about
Satyan.
Alagiri.
Yes. Let me finish, sir. Let me finish. Don't get excited. See, Mr. Kovai Satyan is lying through his teeth when he says that we have put up banners. It is the AIADMK party which is trying to put up banners for this 2,500 rupees claiming credit. And it's the High Court, we filed a case in the High Court. High Court said, please remove all the banners. Directed the AIADMK party to remove all the banners and directed the AIADMK account to remove the banners. And he is now coming and lying that the DMK has put up banners everywhere.
He said,
So,
Saravanan, do you want to challenge
this
me?
is how probably
challenge?
their association with BJP has emboldened for them to peddle
do you want to
lies.
challenge me?
Yes,
Do you want to
we
take
can
up this?
challenge.
You want
I
to
will
accept this
challenge it.
challenge?
I will challenge.
You can't deny your banner view.
Here is
Be
the
online.
banner put up
I
by
will challenge
DMK.
it.
Saravanan,
I will
see to
produce the court order.
This is the banner
I
put
will
up by DMK.
produce the court order.
See.
Can you challenge the court order? Did you say this is
No,
the
no,
court
I'm
order?
saying, you
Did
want
you
me to
say
read
this
this
is the
out?
court
This
order?
is the banner
Did
put
you
out
say
by
this is the
DMK.
court order? What
I'll
did the
read
court say?
out.
I can show you 1,000
Investment
banners.
of Panam, 2,500
I can
rupees
show
by
you. I
DMK.
can show
It
you
has your
1,000
empty
banners.
photo
I
picture on
can
this.
show you 1,000 banners.
No, this is your banner.
Okay. Why did you not go to the court?
Challenge me. I have put it out in open forum.
Okay, gentlemen. Let's do one thing. Let's do one thing. Gentlemen, take a deep breath. On the happy occasion of Pongal and Makar Sankranti, let's calm down in the spirit of the festival. Let's calm down and decide to have this detailed debate, a feisty debate, on another day. To both Saravanan and to Kovai, let's, in the spirit of the festival, let's calm down today. Now, I have an interesting question. And I was just reading, what happened at an event a couple of days ago, where RSS ideologue, Mr. Gurumurthy, was asked about the Tamil Nadu elections and the equations that are being formed. And to a question of whether the BJP should actually come together with TTV Dinakaran and Sasikala, who is expected to come out of jail in a couple of weeks, and whether they should come together for an alliance with the election. RSS ideologue Mr. Gurumurthy said yes, they should. To stop and oppose a party like DMK, I feel there is nothing wrong in joining hands with Sasikala. Is that a possibility? Mr. Sheshadri, let me get your views in first.
Okay, I think Mr. Gurumurthy's statement was to the effect that to stop DMK from coming to power, any sort of alliance should be, mooted out. But in my opinion, Ms. Sasikala will not be a vote catcher, in my opinion. Probably AIADMK may think otherwise once she is released, and then behind the scenes anything may happen, or BJP may be working through other. I'm not privy to their discussions. But in my opinion, I think until at least 2021 election is over, Shashikala would be playing probably if at all, not a open role in the elections, be it for ADMK or for ADMK alliances. If at all, there has to be some sort of common ground has to be arrived at. She would stay at the background and then provide her support because she still has certain caste votes, who will vote on her word, especially in Ramnathpuram and the Kaveri Delta area. So, which is one of the weakest areas for ADMKs compared to pan Tamil Nadu. So, definitely, if there is some sort of an understanding, it would be to consolidate all the votes against DMK to ADMK combined. I think to that extent, Sasikala may be in a position to help, but I don't think there will be an active political, play or role that Ms. Sasikala would be playing in the current election, because definitely she has been convicted by the court for a corruption case, and then putting her face in front of the Tamil Nadu people would actually not help ADMK. And I'm very sure that both EPS and OPS are aware of it and would not want to take that chance, especially when the last 8 to 9 months there has been a significant positive move where there is a tough fight is being created between ADMK and DMK. If you had asked this question a year back, I would have said it is a cakewalk for DMK to win 2021 election. But today it doesn't seem so. Still, there may be an edge that DMK may have against ADMK to some point, edge over OPS's leadership as a chief minister, but it is going to be a very, very close call. In fact, I said this in several Tamil media that to the extent that it may be a hung assembly, that no single party would have a comfortable, simple majority.
So in that scenario, then BJP is not going to want to take any chances, and if it means that they benefit from pulling in Sasikala or a TTV and their vote bank, should they look at it? Rajnikant's already out of the picture, so that's perhaps not an option anymore. Vivek Reddy, will you look at joining hands with Sasikala as your RSS ideologue believes should be done?
Well, it is. I don't think we can make any guess on this, nor can the BJP High Command's decision be predicted. And
I thought it would be a simple answer. No, we can't. She is convicted for corruption.
Absolutely. I don't think, because of the record of corruption, I think the BJP will not be making such a call. And as we move forward, I think the sort of politics that we have today and we want to ignite in Tamil Nadu is a different sort of politics. And with this in mind, I don't think we will be taking that road. But in any case, the Stalin has become some sort of a person who's not been able to mount the horse and actually take the DMK forward. And this is really weighing against the DMK. And all sorts of allegations made by Mr. Saravanan. Mr. Saravanan talks as if he is Gandhi Putra descended on earth. And the DMK is the great stalwart party that talks only truth. Well, I think the record is there. The people have seen. And DMK represents the old style of Tamil Nadu politics, which is way gone. It has gone several generations. They are several generations away from the sort of politics that today the people like to aspire for. The fond hopes of people have to be ignited. The BJP is there and the DMK is there along with the BJP and will be taking it forward. And Tamil Nadu will see a new type of politics. Unfortunately, not the politics represented by Stalin.
What happens then, Mr. Reddy? Just like the sensitive issue of Jallikattu and the stand there, what happens when the issue of Hindi comes and all the Dravidian parties stand up and oppose Hindi imposition, while the BJP says it's our national language and we should use it as much as possible.
That's a good point you make. I'm glad that you took up that issue, Tanvi. Because in this critical point of Tamil Nadu politics, I think every occasion is an occasion for us to make it very clear that there is no Hindi imposition. I think Mr. Saravanan must ask his own leader, Mr. Stalin, as to how he is running Hindi schools under his family's name. And those schools are patronizing Hindi because they are centralized schools. But for but coming out and hitting out at Hindi there afterwards. This does not differentiate or dilute the case that there shall not be any Hindi imposition at all. The national education policy is very clear. It is a three-legged policy, three-pronged policy. It is their own language. It is Tamil in Tamil Nadu, Kannada in Karnataka, Telugu in Andhra, which deserves primacy and
Yes,
which will
but
be
your
the
party
dominating
believes
language,
that Hindi is the
reflecting
national
the culture.
language and should be the mode of
No,
communication within the government
it cannot
offices.
be. Our party, Mr. Amit Shah, has made it very clear from our party that Hindi shall not be imposed. It may be there in Hindi heartland, but it shall not be imposed on southern states. And we always believe our love for culture of this land is so important and is so critical in bringing forth the BJP's politics that we always believe that culture is best expressed through the local languages, through the regional languages, and it is only the regional languages that can bring out the best aspects of culture.
Yeah,
Therefore,
you know,
there
this
is
is
no how
something that
much
the
ever
BJP
Mr. Saravanan may
will
try
have to
misguide
try
on
hard
this issue.
to convince not just the people of Tamil Nadu but also West Bengal.
yeah,
This insider
Tanvi.
outsider,
Yeah,
Hindi
Tanvi.
versus Tamil and Bengali is going to take place
Tanvi, can I
in
come
2
in?
states this year, not just 1 state. Mr. Saravanan wants to respond and then I will go across to Mr. Ramani. Saravanan first, yes.
Yeah, Tanvi, can I come inside? Yeah. I just want to remind Mr. Vivek Reddy of what happened in 2019. Let him not forget the sound thrashing they received from the people of Tamil Nadu. That is because they imposed Hindi. That is because they betrayed the interest of Tamil Nadu along with the AIADMK government. That is the reason. And he is speaking about generational politics. That is the politics of the DMK which drove the BJP, ensured that there is not even a single seat when the entire country is under the Modi wave. They were not able to get anything in the state of Tamil Nadu. So please stop preaching us, Mr. Vivek Reddy. And when it comes to Hindi imposition, we are not patronizing Hindi. We are running a CBSE school. Ask your government to take away this Hindi from the CBSE schools also. We'll be very
Why
grateful.
don't you take it away? Why
And
don't you stop?
look at
You are
the way the
talking about
BJP
Hindi.
is
Why
spending
don't you
money on
preach what you
Sanskrit.
why don't you practice what you preach?
640. You are in the government.
Why are
sir.
you
You are in the
patronizing such
government.
schools
You are
if
in
you
the
are
government.
against it?
You are in the
See
government.
this,
Sir, allow
see
me to
this
speak.
double
Don't
talk.
interfere. I did not
Mr.
interfere.
Saravanan, then it is okay with you.
I did not interfere.
Then it
I
is
did not
okay with
interfere.
you for making
I know
money by running
you are
schools
getting excited, Mr.
to
Vivek
take on
Reddy.
Hindi.
Allow me to speak.
Is that? Do you accept that?
I know.
Okay,
I know you are
wait
becoming
1
very
minute. Let
anxious.
him,
I
yes,
understand
making
you are
okay.
money
becoming
Saravanan,
very
is okay.
1 minute.
I
Wait.
understand you are becoming
Vivek
very
Reddy, let him
anxious. Allow me
finish
to
his
explain.
point. Saravanan
Yes.
also do respond to
Yeah.
the issue he
Yeah.
raised
Yeah.
about the schools
Yeah.
that you
Yeah.
run
Yeah.
and your party runs that teaches Hindi.
Yeah, let me
But for
finish.
making money,
Let me
I
finish,
think it
Tanvi.
is
Let me
okay.
finish. See, the BJP government says regional language is supreme. I don't know. That may be the personal view of Vivek Reddy, but I don't think that is the party. That is the view of the BJP or the RSS. They have spent 600 crores. The allocation in the budget for Sanskrit is 600 crores, and the other classical language, along with Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, and Oriya, it is 29 crores. And this is the way they are promoting regional languages. In the last budget for Hindi teachers, they allocated 60 crores. How much did they allocate for the other language teachers? That has to be taught in the other language. So the BJP let it not say that they will preserve regional identity. They are against regional identity. They want to homogenize the entire country. They want the entire country to be a Hindi majoritarian state. They prescribe to Hindi majoritarianism. That is why they received a sound thrashing. Now,
Okay,
Can I
okay.
just come in,
Let
Tanvi?
me-
I need to come in here, please.
because
Let
of the
me-
elections
Yes, I
in
need
Tamil
to come
Nadu
in
and
here.
Bengal, as you
A
rightly
single
pointed
point
out,
clarification.
can come now and
Single
say
point
that
clarification.
this is going
Single
to
point
be Hindi or this,
clarification because
please.
then I have to go across to other panelists.
BJP
Yes,
can never,
yes, thank you.
Yes.
I think
can
Mr.
never
Saravanan,
stop imposing Hindi.
yes, I think Mr. Saravanan is so prone to analyze facts in a different way or so prone to just suppress facts that elementary things are forgotten. First of all, Sanskrit is a dying language in India. The regional languages are under the control of the states, and the regional languages in the states are in a far better position than Sanskrit. Now, please don't compare what has been given to Sanskrit at an overall level to an extinct language to a regional language which is flourishing in those respective states. This is number one. Second issue is, please try to understand, Mr. Saravanan, that this sort of a dual-tongue approach or a double-tongued approach is really pathetic.
I
Please
don't want to understand, sir.
You stop
educate
running.
the
You
voters.
stop your
You make
running your
other
Hindi
people
schools.
understand.
You stop
I'm
running your
understanding.
Hindi
My
schools
understanding is very
and
clear.
stop making money by using Hindi and then talk about Hindi imposition or whatever.
We are not running
Don't
Hindi schools.
mislead.
Okay.
You
Don't
stop
ever
giving Hindi.
mislead the people
All
of
right,
India.
all right. You know,
We are not running Hindi schools.
if I,
Kashmir
in an
is the
idealistic
language that is
scenario, if
being
I had
patronized by
my
the
way,
BJP.
You are the one who's
election
misleading.
fights and campaigns and
You are the one
conversations
who's
would be a
misleading.
lot less about
You are
Jallikattu
the one
and
who's
Hindi
misleading, Mr.
imposition
Vivek
and a
Reddy.
lot more about the welfare of the people, the healthcare, the education, the law and order, safety, jobs creation and these issues. But as you can already see, whether it's in the state of West Bengal or Tamil Nadu, a lot of the conversation and the buzz in rallies and events and campaigns is more about the identity and the language and the culture. It really depends, remains to be seen what finally becomes a deciding factor when people cast their vote. But yes, they will also have in their minds, on top of their minds, the way the AIADMK government has handled coronavirus in the last 1 year. And most of the experts say that seems to have at least given some kind of benefit and advantage to the AIADMK government, which is why it now looks like a more level playing election, a closer contest between the DMK and the AIADMK. Anything can happen in the next few months. We still have a few months to go before finally votes are cast, whether it's in Tamil Nadu or West Bengal, Kerala or Assam. And we will keep getting you a lot more of these conversations. Suffice to say, viewers, the close contest in Tamil Nadu is still going to be between the two regional Dravidian parties. But BJP is not going to leave any stone unturned in terms of making further inroads. How far will the Congress manage is another question. Rahul Gandhi did land up in Madurai today on the occasion of Pongal. How many times does he go back? What is their strategy remains to be seen. Thank you so much for joining us on this conversation.